Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with Erin Tomasello, the Emmy-nominated casting director for Peacock's reality competition program, The Traitors. I love how Alan Cummings says that, the host. So the series is now up for Best Competition Series. That had to be a whirlwind that morning. The nominations came out. How did you hear? What was your reaction? And how did you celebrate your first nomination?
Well, it was actually a funny story because my glamorous life of finding out I was in the middle of casting finals. So that morning I watched them announce live and they announced the first couple nominations and then I had to go to work. So all of a sudden I'm in the middle of an interviewing someone and my phone just starts blowing up. So it took everything inside of me not to start to cry, to be honest, and just such a wonderful feeling. Very exciting for my team and we were just thrilled.
And you have an extensive background in casting for reality TV. And I've seen a lot. I mean, I'm a reality TV junkie, and you've done shows like The Circle, America's Got Talent, MasterChef, The Bachelor years ago. So you've been around a while. So why that matters now is because you've got this new competition series and you're taking a handful of sort of reality all-star legends and mixing them into a crowd of people that have never been on TV before. So what was more challenging, choosing those all-stars or finding the new cast?
Well, actually, our familiar faces were booked by a talent booker, so we knew they were wonderful. And I am a huge reality fan as well. I'm a Bravo celebrity freak. I love all of them, and so we knew what they were going to bring. My team and I were tasked with finding the everyday Americans, and reality casting, I'm so thrilled that it's finally getting the respect that it deserves because we work so hard. Just like you said, I've been at this for 18 years. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in it. I'm very, very passionate about it. Finding these civilians, they're not paid actors. These are everyday people that we, dig for and we find. My process was first learning about the show, right? And trying to dive in on who would be good on this. What do we need? I was told that it kind of resembles a game called Mafia or Werewolf. I'm not sure if you've heard of either of those. I had not. Some of my team members had. The younger ones had heard of them, and it was really interesting to learn about that. And so my process was looking into jobs. I wanted to find lawyers or private investigators, police officers, retired judges, people that were good at sniffing out things. And then on the opposite side of that, we needed gullables, right? We needed people that would believe others. And so, how do you find, are they preschool teachers, hairstylists, where do we get those? Just everyday salsa instructors. So it really was such a fun opportunity and a great job to be a part of. And the magic really happens with those everyday civilians, to be honest, because we are finding raw talent that have never done a lick of TV. They're not doing a job. They're not paid actors. They don't know how to be in front of the camera. And it's really about finding them and having them share their stories and their heart and the true people. And it's just magical when you see it come out on screen.
And it was fun watching them interact with sort of these celebrity all-stars and not knowing who was the traitors. We can see that at home. When you're casting, you mentioned talking about like who can be investigating and who can be gullible, but did you think, who would be a good traitor? Because it wasn't just the famous faces that were traitors. It was, some of the civilians as well.
Absolutely. Yes. And it was so funny to see that play out as well, because you have reality fans like Michael Davidson, and he's obsessed with reality shows. So he knows who Brandy is. He knows who Surrey is. He knows they will slit his throat in the end. But Andy and Quentin, they weren't reality fans. They didn't watch Survivor. They don't know how cutthroat she is. So, they were pretty innocent on that. What was your original question? Sorry, I went off
Just
track there.
If you were trying to figure out this person would be a good traitor.
Absolutely. So, and that was the fun part. You think you get, a private investigator or a retired judge, and they're going to be so wonderful at it. But once they get into the game, you've got a hairstylist that's killing it, and she knows who the traitors are opposed to the others. So we can go in with an idea and say, oh my gosh, this person's going to be fantastic at sniffing out who the traitors are, and then the exact opposite can happen. So I think that's what us viewers at home just enjoyed watching and playing along. I think that's why the show was such a huge hit.
When you watched along, did you have someone in mind that you thought was going to win? Like, who shocked you the most in how far they made it?
Well, I have to bring up Christian. Christian is a very special human being. I love him to death. You know, he's an actor. He's a Hollywood actor. I thought he was going to be wonderful, and he was wonderful. He's also trained military, you know, so I really had a lot of eggs in his basket. He was so much fun to watch, just so much energy. Just, he really is like that in person as well. Just full ball of sunshine. But when he blew it for himself coming out that morning, that breakfast, and really started bringing the heat on himself, I just was dying inside, screaming at my TV. I was so proud of Andy and Quentin and how far they made it. You know, Andy is a very special person to me, and they were just so important for me to showcase on television and have representation for the non-binary community. Something that my team and I are really focused on is diversity, inclusion, marginalized communities. And so we are always pushing for that. And I was just so pleased with the way they both played the game, and they played with heart. And even though it didn't come out in their favor, they made such an impact on me and my team and all of the viewers out there. And it was just a neat thing to watch.
And they held their own. I mean, you throw them in with Siri Fields. She's one of the Survivor greats. She's been called the greatest player to ever play Survivor and never win. And she was fantastic. I mean, this is a woman whose smile lights up the room, and she will just lie and deceive you straight to your face. So it was really fun to watch her ascend through the show and finally, you know, sort of get the win that fans of reality TV have been wanting her to get for so many years.
And she played a great game. She was Mama Bear. She was Mama Bear. You're the pressure, something I didn't realize initially casting the show. I knew we were going to have to find smart people. I knew we were going to have to find global. I knew we were going to have to find, you know, people that can play strategic. You know, a lot of the casting was done like who online plays these strategic games already. But what I didn't realize was that Suri was going to be so cutthroat and just come out. I mean, she just played a great game, and it was so wonderful to see it all play out for her.
Do you have sort of a Rolodex of people in your mind now? And how deep does your web go of people that have auditioned for reality shows that maybe aren't right for this one, but are right for this one? Do you sort of keep contact with people that you have to initially let go?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, I've been doing this for 18 years. So when I first started, I would have to for The Bachelor, for instance, I would Google lawyers' offices in New York City, and I would print out a page list, and I would just cold call. And I was on the phone all day long. I was actually at the forefront of LinkedIn. I actually talked them into doing a database blast for me for The Bachelor 15 years ago, which would never happen today for free. But now social media is so wonderful. This is like, it's really a blessing for reality casting directors because we get to see their pictures. We get to see what they look like. So especially with COVID, when we kind of got grounded, because what we used to do is hold huge open calls and travel the United States. And with COVID, we are now stuck behind a desk doing Zooms. So social media has been wonderful for us. We use Instagram. I can search hashtags. I can see them on TikTok. I can watch them. I can view them. So it's kind of a wonderful way and a really amazing tool for us to find great people.
Well, Erin, congratulations to you. Congratulations to the show. It's not easy to break through into that best reality competition program categories, and best of luck to you at the upcoming Emmy Awards.
Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations to all the other nominees. It's an honor to be here amongst you all.